Hello, I'm Tom Bailey, and in this episode, I'm so happy to be joined today by Laura Posey, who is a multi-book author and the super successful founder of Simple Success Plans. So, Laura, hello, and a very warm welcome to today's episode.
Thanks for having me today. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. And whereabouts are you in the world right now?
I am in Richmond, Virginia, which is
Hmm.
about 2 hours south of Washington, D.C. in the U.S.
Perfect. And spring is just starting, isn't it, this time of year?
It is. It's
Yeah,
just gorgeous outside.
I bet.
Everything's in bloom.
Awesome, perfect. And I'm sure everyone's really keen for me to get straight onto the subject of Laura. So, Laura is an internationally recognized speaker. She's known as the simple planning specialist for her unique ability to get laser focus for her clients and get dramatic results. Her simple strategic plan is used by over 2,500 companies, and she's the author of How to Plan Your Entire Year on One Sheet of Paper. And finally, the co author with Jack Canfield of Mastering the Art of Success. The title for today's episode is How to Set Goals That Get Done, and Laura is going to show us how to do that in just under 7 minutes. So, question number one for you, Laura, is who are your ideal clients?
Yeah. So my ideal clients are coaches, consultants, business owners, people who sell their expertise
Hmm.
and who are really struggling to earn what they're worth. They know they've got something that is really powerful for their clients. They just don't have enough people to get out there and share it with.
And constantly chasing people, I guess, trying to find new people all the time.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
What's typically the biggest challenge that they face, other than this thing around trying to get more people? What is typically the biggest challenge for them?
Yeah. So the biggest challenge I see there's several really big challenges. That the biggest one I
Hmm.
see is what we call the open loop trap, which is where they're starting lots of things, but they don't finish any of them. Right? They
Yeah.
get excited about the new thing, or they're looking for
Hmm.
that silver bullet, that magic thing that's going to fix it, and so they just jump from technique and tactic to technique and tactic, and they don't really get any of them finished and implemented.
Got it. It's that shiny object syndrome, I guess, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
and and jumping from thing to thing, what impact does this typically have on them or their business?
Yeah. So what happens is they start lots of things and they don't finish them. So they never actually make any progress, right? Maybe
Hmm.
they'll go buy an online course from some guru and they don't finish the course. And here's the thing about any advice, any course, anything that you do, if you don't use it, I guarantee it will not work.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you
Uh-huh.
don't finish it and implement it, it's not going to work. And so they're trying lots of things, but they're not making any progress because they're not finishing anything.
And sometimes I think it's, waiting to be perfect before we launch ourselves out into the world. So we invest more in
Yeah.
programs, we learn more, we do more, but
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We call that the detailed death spiral,
That's it. Yeah.
right? Where yep. So that there's
Hmm.
this analysis paralysis. You get so much information because you're trying to get it perfect
Yeah.
and you just get buried under this information and a lot of it's conflicting,
Mm.
right? So you just can't ever make a decision.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with that. So
Yeah.
given that, what is one valuable piece of advice that you might give to somebody to really help them solve that problem?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest things that people need is we call it a daily success checklist,
Hmm.
right? And it's that list of things that need to be done every day, as well as those things that need to be done today to
Yeah.
really make sure that you're making significant progress in the most important areas, that you're not just getting up every day and winging it, that you've
Mm.
got an actual plan for success in your business.
And that plan, would you do it at the start of the week? Would you do it every day? How do you tend to create that?
Every day. I
Hmm.
have mine right here.
Yeah.
Here's today's version.
Awesome.
And yeah, we tell folks to fill it out every single day. We have other tools that we use for weekly and quarterly and annual planning, but it all comes down to what are you doing today? That's really what you have control over.
Perfect. And can people get a hold of this plan? Can you share a link or
I Yes, absolutely.
yeah?
It's one of my favorite things to give people because it's such a powerful tool.
Yeah.
And so if they go to our website, which is simplesuccessplans.com/checklist. there's a place there, and I'll give them not only a fillable and a printable copy of the checklist, but I've got a tutorial video for them to show them how to use it. And I've got a couple of samples that they can download and look at so they can see what it looks like when it's filled in the right way.
Awesome. Thank you. So simplesuccessplans.com/checklist. And what I'll do is I'll post a link to that underneath this episode so people can just click that and dive in. I'm sure that'll be a really valuable resource for them. Now, slightly off subject, what would you say is your greatest failure that you've ever made, either in life or business? And what did you learn from it?
Yeah, so my biggest failure was starting my business. I left corporate America and I basically created a business that was my job in corporate America.
Yeah.
Right, I was the sales manager, and so I went to do sales training, and
Mm-hmm.
I created the same structures and was doing the same work that I was doing before, and I left the job because I hated it.
Mm.
And it was all because I didn't take time to sit down and think about what kind of lifestyle I really wanted, and then fashioning the business in a way that would support the lifestyle that I wanted. So it was not just having a lot of money, but it was also having a lot of freedom and a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
And that just, I mean, it was a crusher. I, for all intents and purposes, after 4 years, closed the business and restarted it.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't tell anybody that's what I had done because I didn't change
Yeah.
the name or anything, but
Yeah.
I had to clear the decks
Mm-hmm.
and start over.
I guess there's that difference between working for the business or working on the business, I guess is
Yeah.
a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
And the last
I had
question,
created
go
a
on.
job and
Yeah.
not a business. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You left one job to start a business and ended up in another job doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. I used to tell everybody I had a job, but no boss
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
and no health insurance.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. And the final question for me today is, what is one question that I should have asked you that will also give great value to our audience?
Um, why should you plan and do any kind of plan on a single sheet of paper
Okay, and
anytime
why
you're
should you?
planning? Yeah, because by forcing yourself to put everything on a single sheet of paper, it forces you to decide. And the Latin root of the word decide means to cut out or cut away.
Hmm.
And so you're forced to decide and cut out or cut away all of the things that aren't absolutely necessary for getting you to success. It makes you leverage that 80-20 rule and do the 20% of things that are going to give you 80% of the value. Anything more than that, and you're just doing a lot of work that isn't generating results.
And I guess having it on the page, it's a single point of reference. You can keep your eyes on it on your desk, right next to you all day.
Yep. Mine's right here
Yeah,
next to me.
there it is. Perfect. Great. Well, Laura, thank you so much again for your time today. I'm personally going to rethink the way that I plan my day, and I'm confident there's a ton of value here for our listeners as well.
Thanks for
So,
having me.
yeah, I really appreciate you joining, and hopefully we can catch up again soon.